It's official. The Pentagon has accepted that Qatari jet as a gift so President Trump can eventually use it as his Air Force One. The Defense Department spokesperson released this statement earlier today saying the Secretary of Defense has accepted a Boeing 747 from Qatar in accordance with all federal rules and regulations. The Department of Defense will work to ensure proper security measures and functional mission requirements are considered for an aircraft used to transport the President of the United States. So there's a lot to unpack here. But as I reported in this video last week, President Trump is upset. And he has been upset since his first term because Boeing is taking so long to deliver on a new Air Force One. This is not something that started with Trump. More than 10 years ago, the U.S. government announced that Air Force One would be replaced with a more modern Boeing VC-25B plane. At the time, that plane was going to cost taxpayers $3 billion. But because of delays and setbacks, Boeing still has not delivered the plane, and the cost has ballooned to more than $4 billion, which we, the taxpayers, are on the hook for. But the thing is, President Trump doesn't want to wait for that Boeing plane. And he doesn't want to fly around in the old Air Force One anymore either. So it looks like the Boeing 747 from Qatar, also known as the Palace in the Sky, will eventually become Trump's Air Force One. Now, I'm going to set aside the ethical questions and the legal questions for a second, because I first want to deal with the logistical issues, which you need to understand. As you just heard from the Defense Department, they are going to have to ensure proper security measures are taken so that an American president can use this plane as the next White House in the sky. Most experts believe in order to make that happen, this Qatari plane is going to have to be stripped down to the studs to make sure that there are no bugs or compromising tech or surveillance embedded in it that would jeopardize national security. Then after all that happens, then it would have to be retrofitted with the United States tech so it can become Air Force One. That process is not only going to take some time, some experts say maybe years, but this free gift could, according to experts, cost about $1 billion to retrofit.
It will force taxpayers to waste over $1 billion in taxpayer dollars to overhaul this particular aircraft when we currently have not one, but two fully operational and fully capable Air Force One aircraft. Secretary Mink, General Alvin, do you concur that the upgrades required for a foreign-provided plane to meet the operational security standards of Air Force One would be significant?
Senator, thanks for the question. So the Secretary of Defense has directed the Air Force to basically start planning to modify the aircraft. We are postured to do that.
That's not my question. My question is, will you concur?
We will look at all of those. We will look at all of those. Well, we will have to look at all of those issues you just addressed in those modifications, Senator.
My question is, do you concur that it would take significant modifications to take a civilian 747 and upgrade it to Air Force One standards?
Any civilian aircraft will take significant modifications to do so.
And the taxpayers are on the hook for that cost too. That's of course on top of the $4 billion we're already paying for the other Air Force One from Boeing. Now, I've talked about the ethical questions in the past. The Constitution of the United States very clearly in Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8 says that no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of Congress, accept of any present emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state. Well, not only is this present coming from a royal family and a foreign state, no member of Congress has approved it. Now, Attorney General Pam Bondi says, nothing to see here. This is not a gift directly to President Trump. It's a gift to the Defense Department. So no harm, no foul. We'll have to wait and see what legally shakes out from this. And once the Pentagon actually gets this plane into its possession and goes through it, I'm sure eventually we're going to see an actual bill for how much it's going to cost to retrofit it and make it Trump's next Air Force One.